The Great Squirrel Rebellion of Maplewood High. At Maplewood High, everyone knew two things. One, the janitor, Old Man Jenkins, was always muttering about squirrels, and two, the squirrels were always watching. They weren't ordinary squirrels. No, these were super squirrels. They lived in the massive oak tree outside the cafeteria and had been a part of Maplewood for as long as anyone could remember. Legend had it they were plotting something big. Of course, nobody really believed it, until that one Monday. It was supposed to be a normal day. Sarah had her math test, Jordan was working on his impossible science project, and Greg, the school prankster, was hiding rubber spiders in the teacher's lounge, again. But just after first period, chaos erupted. Squirrels. Everywhere. They stormed the school like furry tornadoes, brandishing sharpened pencils and rolling in with tiny acorn helmets on their heads. They even had a battle cry that sounded something like, chirr, chirr chirr. Principal McGillicuddy, a no-nonsense woman with a tight bun and an iron gaze, stared in disbelief as her office became ground zero for the squirrel invasion. One particularly bold squirrel, who seemed to be their leader, climbed up onto her desk, struck a dramatic pose, and squeaked out what could only be described as a declaration of war. "We will no longer tolerate cafeteria leftovers." Greg translated, standing nearby, having spent far too much time watching nature documentaries. "They want the good snacks. The ones with sugar." The students, locked in the gym for safety, began to panic. Well, most of them. Jordan was busy trying to communicate with the squirrels through interpretive dance, and Sarah was attempting to text her mom, explaining the strange situation in as few words as possible. Squirrel takeover. Send help. And cookies. Meanwhile, Old Man Jenkins stormed into the gym, broom in hand, yelling, "I told ya! I told ya them squirrels were up to something." But no, y'all just laughed at old Jenkins. It turned out Jenkins wasn't crazy after all. The squirrels had been plotting. Years of collecting discarded fries, half-eaten sandwiches, and crushed snack cakes had led to this moment. They were tired of cafeteria scraps and wanted a bigger slice of the pie, literally. They were after the vending machines and the coveted desserts stashed in the teacher's lounge. Greg, feeling heroic, decided it was time for action. "All right, people," he said, pulling on his hoodie like a superhero donning his cape. "I think it's time we negotiate." "What? With squirrels?" Sarah asked. "Yes. With squirrels," Greg said, dead serious. Armed with a bag of chocolate chip cookies from his locker, Greg approached the squirrel leader, now perched on top of the vending machine, nibbling on a stolen Twinkie. He held out the cookies as a peace offering. The squirrels stopped, their tiny noses twitching. Time seemed to freeze as the leader inspected the goods. Then, with a grand, dramatic flair, it took a cookie, nibbled cautiously, and squeaked triumphantly. The rebellion was over. The squirrels had won. Sort of. From that day forward, Maplewood High had an unusual arrangement. The vending machines were restocked regularly, not just with human snacks but with squirrel-friendly options too. Peanut butter crackers? Check. Apple slices? Check. And the occasional acorn muffin? Check. Old Man Jenkins retired a local hero, though he insisted on wearing his Squirrel Watch badge wherever he went. Sarah aced her math test. Jordan's marshmallow volcano somehow won third place at the science fair, and Greg? Well, he became the official squirrel ambassador, ensuring peace between humans and squirrels for generations to come. And so, Maplewood High returned to normal. Well, as normal as a school overrun by acorn-wielding squirrels can be. The end. Or is it? Those raccoons by the dumpster have been acting awfully suspicious lately.